Hello and welcome to Edisati. Continuing the topic of logarithms and exponential, we'll be looking at some of the applications now. If you have not looked at the first part, I would request you to go back and look at the basics of logarithms and exponential before moving forward with this presentation. So, let's look at the concept. Log of a number will be a value which will have an integral part and a decimal part. So if you are finding out log of any number n, and if you solve it out, the answer comes out in this form. So there'll be an integer part and there'll be a decimal part. Now the integer part or the integral part of this answer will be called as characteristic, and the fractional part or the decimal part will be known as mantissa. So if you find out log of 20, right, you can see log of 20, if you want to find out, it will be log of 10 into 2, which will be log of 10 plus log of 2. So if you look at it, the answer would come out to be 1.3010. So log of 20 has an integer part associated with it, which is 1. So this 1 will be the characteristic and this 0.3010 will be the mantissa. Now this characteristic is very important because characteristic of a log of a number greater than 1. So if I'm finding out a log of a number which is greater than 1, I already know that log can only be specified of a positive number. N has to be positive. So what I'm saying here is if n is greater than 1, then the characteristic would come out to be positive and is 1 less than the number of digits in its integral part. So if I find out the log of 325, how many digits are there in 325? They have 3 digits. The characteristic for this will come out to be 2. The characteristic will always be 1 less than the number of digits in the integral part. Or I would say the number of digits are always 1 more than the characteristic for the log. If I find out log of 32775 to the base 10. Now, how many digits are there? 5. The characteristic would come out to be 4. So my answer would be 4 point something. My answer in this case would be 2 point something. When I was finding the value of log 20, how many digits are there? 2. So my answer would be 1 point something, which was coming out to be 1.3010. So this characteristic plays a very important role in finding out the number of digits. So in case there's a question in finding out the number of digits, I can find the log of that number, look at the characteristic of that number, and then add 1 to find out the number of digits in the number. The characteristic of a log of a number less than 1. Less than 1. This number has to be between 0 and 1 because log of only a positive number is defined. So characteristic of a log of a number less than 1 will be negative. So the value would come out to be negative and is 1 more than the number of zeros immediately after the decimal point. So if I look at it, the number of zeros here are 2. So the characteristic of this would be minus 3. It will be 3. The number of zeros are 2. So the characteristic will be 3 but with a negative sign. Why with a negative sign? Because this number is less than 1. I'm not worried about the mantissa part of it. I'm worried about the characteristic part of it. So characteristic is very important in finding out the number of digits. That is the first application, to find out the number of digits, or the second application would be to find out the number of zeros immediately after the decimal point in case the number is less than 1. Let's look at some of the questions. So the first type of question that we'll be solving will be based upon the property of log of a number greater than 1. So this number characteristic would come out to be positive, and the number of digits that I'll be calculating would be actually equal to whatever the value of characteristic that I get plus 1, because the number of digits are 1 more than the characteristic of the number if the number is greater than 1. So let's look at the question. Find the number of digits in the expansion of 8 raised to power 50. Given log 2 is equal to 0.3010. So what do we have? I have the number which is given to me as 8 raised to power 50. So what I'll do is I'll take the log of this number. So if I take log of this number, I know the property that log of a raised to power m is equal to m log a. So this is the quotient rule, this is the power rule that you have. So I can bring this 50 out of the log sign, and this will be log of 8. Now, log of 8 can be written as log of 2 cube. Again, this cube power can be brought out of this log sign, and it will be 150 log of 2. Now, the value of log 2 is already given to me in the question. Even if it is not given to me in the question, I'll remember the value of log 2. So log 2 is 0.3010. When multiplied with 150 gives an answer of 45.15. I only have to look at the characteristic part of it. Now what is the characteristic coming out to be? It is 45. So the number of digits, if you solve the expression, would be 46, because the characteristic is always 1 less than the number of digits. Number of digits will always be 1 more than the characteristics. So in the expansion of 8 raised to power 50, you get 46 digits. I hope the question is clear. We have another question based upon the same concept. So the question that we have is, find the number of digits in the expansion of 42 raised to power 22 given log 6 and log 7. So these are the values that are given to me. So I'll try to break the question in log 6 and log 7. So if I just look at it and I take the log of this number, so if I just take the log of this number, this power will be outside the log sign, 22 log of 42. This 42 can be broken down into 6 into 7. So this will be 22. I'll just apply the property log m into n is log m plus log n. So I'll apply this property. This will be log of 6 plus log of 7. Now log of 6 and log of 7 are given to you in the question. You can put the values of log 6 as 0.778 and log 7 as 0.845. So if you put the values and then you multiply them with 22 into these value, you will end up with an answer which is coming out to be 1.623. So if you add up log 6 and log 7, what you get is 1.623 into 22. So if you just multiply this with 22, you will get the value which is 35.706. So this is 35.706. And now what I have to look at is only this part of it. So if I look at 35, which is the characteristic, I add 1 to 35, I'll get the number of digits. So in the expansion of 42 raised to power 22, there are 36 digits that you have. Let's move ahead and look at a question based upon the other thing. Characteristic of log of a number less than 1. So if the number that you have is less than 1, the characteristic would come out to be negative, and is 1 more than the number of zeros immediately after the decimal point. Now this is 1 more. So if I have to get my answer would be 1 less than the answer that I get. So the question that we have is, find the number of zeros immediately following the decimal point. So what I'll do is, I will again look at this number that I have, 2 by 3 raised to power 42. And what I'll do, I'll take a log of this number. Log of 2 by 3 raised to power 42. This 42 will be out of the log sign. It will be log of 2 minus log of. Now, both log 2 and log 3 are given to you in the question as 0.3010 and 0.4771. So if you do 42 into, obviously their difference would come out to be in negative. So if you subtract, it is coming out to be 0.1761. When multiplied with 42, gives an answer of minus 7.3962. Now this answer is coming out to be in negative. Even the mantissa part of this is negative. So there are two ways you can go about solving this question. One is, the mantissa has to be always positive. This has to be always positive. So what you do is, you write it as minus 8 plus point something. So whatever is the difference between 8 and this value, that will be your this thing. So the characteristic would come out to be 8. I'll write it as 8 bar point. The difference between 3962 and the other decimal point. So it will be 1 minus 0.3962 that I'll get, which will be 0.6038. So this will be 6038 that I'll have. So what is the characteristic that I'm getting? I'm getting it as 8. This is 1 more than the number of zeros. So the number of zeros that I will get would be 7. So I will have 7 zeros before any non-zero number and immediately after the decimal point. Another thing to remember is, if I take the mantissa as negative, which I have not done in this case, which I told you mantissa is always positive, but in case I take it to be negative, whatever is the characteristic which is coming out to be, so it is what? 7, that will be equal to the number of zeros that you have. So it is the same thing. Let's look at another question based upon the similar concept. Find the number of zeros immediately following the decimal point 3 by 4 raised to power 500 given the value of log 2 and log 3. Again, I'll start by taking the log of this number. Log of this number raised to power 500. So it will be 500 log 3 minus log 4. Now, the value of log 3 is 0.3010 and the value of log 4 is not given to you. So this log 4 would be written as log 2 square, which I'll do it as 2 into log 2. So log 2, I know the value is 0.3010. So log 4 will be a value which will be 0.6020. So 0.4771 minus 0.6020 would give me a value which will be multiplied with 500. So this will be 500 into negative of 0.1249. So if I just multiply this with 500, the answer that I will get up would be minus 62.45. So if I just take the mantissa to be negative, the characteristic would give me my answer. So my answer would come out to be 62. Other way around, if I try to apply this result, the mantissa has to be always positive. So it will be minus 63 plus 0.55, or it will be 63 bar 0.55. So what is the characteristic that you have? 63. This is 1 more. So what will be the number of zeros that you have? The number of zeros that you will have would be 62. So there are two ways in which you can go about solving this question. One being, if you take the mantissa to be negative, then the characteristic is equal to the number of zeros, and if you take the mantissa to be positive, then characteristic has to be decreased by 1 to get the number of zeros immediately after the decimal point. I hope these two applications of logarithms are clear to you. This is very, very important. Sometimes you get a question on number system which is based upon counting the number of digits and you get confused. So logs will come to your rescue in finding out the number of digits in the expansion and in finding out the number of zeros after the decimal point. Thank you so much. In case you want to practice more questions, you can go to our website edusati.com. Like us and follow us on Twitter and Facebook to get updates. Have a nice day.